or a T-55 Russian tank, the first one. In actual fact, it's a Chinese copy. What happened after the Sino-Soviet Pact, the Russians gave the plans of their T-54 tank to China, and that becomes what then called a Type 59 tank. Now it's nine similarities before they started actually putting diesel onto their hot exhaust, and what that does, it creates that smoke and therefore make the tank smaller. And this works on a cassette system. Think of a cassette like on a projector with all the slides in. Instead of slides, it's got ammunition in, and it turns around, and an automatic ram pushes that round into the like that. It means you can save the space of that crew member. And then we've ended up getting together there with a smaller, lower profile tank with the T-72. Now T-72, 125mm gun, it could fire armour-piercing rounds, it could also fire missiles, and that extended the range that those tanks could fire from. Now this particular T-72 was done as an exchange with Poland fairly recently. We gave them, a few years ago, we gave them a Chieftain tank, and we ended up with this T-72 back. And interestingly, it's been going up to Salisbury Plain, as armour is, of course, yet again, I'm afraid to say, around the world, a bit of a threat. A couple of the vehicles coming on that may have been fighting, if the Cold War had gone hot, against those types of T-tanks there, or type tanks. First one that we're going around is the American M60 vehicle. Now the American tanks after the Second World War went through an evolutionary process. There was the M48, basically on a very similar design, was enlarged with bigger guns and thicker armour, but the overall shape step up from the earlier M47, M48 tanks. And you can see above the barrel there's a massive white light searchlight. And again, a vehicle like that, again for night firing, this is before we had regular use of infrared. So you had a night light, it's basically a searchlight to be able to allow the vehicle to pick on a target and fire. The British gun, the 105, that was the gun that we put on the Centurion tank after its earlier version with 20-pounder, and it was sold and it was put on the early versions of the Leopard tank as well. Now the other vehicle is not a tank, and again, just trying to work out all the definitions. Just because it's got tracks and a big gun on doesn't make it a tank. The other vehicle is a piece of what's called self-propelled artillery, and that's a whopping great big 8-inch Howitzer, or in American parlance 203mm gun, that's been placed on an armoured hull. And the idea, when you want to fire a gun like that, you anchor the ground anchor that's on the rear of the vehicle in the ground. That gun order with Syria at the moment, and it was passed on. And because, again, with American industrial might, it means that there's a lot of the tanks were made, and also a lot of spare parts. Into service all around the world because those parts are available. And fairly recently, we were very conscious in service. We've got two here at mobile. The Type 59, that gun on there is not a standard gun. It's actually a British gun that was put on an example of the Type 59. So, see, it also had British smoke discharges put on the vehicle. Again, I don't think any countries have been applying to British 105 to upgrade their Chinese Type 59 tanks. The other interesting thing, because the Chinese made, and that's so that because they thought it was the most common language for the export market, so they sold it to the Middle East, to Africa, quite a number of countries bought Chinese. Famously, the Type 59 is the tank that you saw in Tiananmen Square, famous photograph of them lined up with one protester standing in front of it. T-72 creating his smoke screen again, giving a bit of atmosphere to the side, again as that tank comes towards a hit. And again, diesel engine in the rear, those racks on the back around fuel. Three-man crew as opposed to four-man in most of the Western tanks. Again, the Soviet Army, they insist for what they call the 95% percentile, in other words, 90%. The Russians did it very simply. They did it in another direction. They said you can only be 30,000 T-72s have been made, so they're still they're all in service around the world. And those little bits on the side, that's called gill armour. They can actually turn that just above the tracks and the wheels. They can angle that forward. If you're firing something like a rocket-propelled grenade, in other words, a hollow-charged weapon at the vehicle, by extending that armour, you might detonate it away from the vehicle before it hits main components like the wheels or the hull. And if you can detonate an RPG